All right, fun project today. Working on some French drains. Our customer here has been having some issues with deck posts there heaving up. What's happening is there's a lot of water that runs down and is just sitting in that area. So then when the freeze thaw happens, that post is kind of heaving up and down. There was kind of a DIY French drain that was installed and it's just popping up. It wasn't installed, I guess, necessarily as a French drain, more just some drain tiles put down. We're gonna throw a catch basin there for venting, dig this down nice and slope it all the way down and outlet it at the back of the property where there's just a natural prairie wetland area. So after we do that, then we'll focus on actually doing another one, and they want to get this downspout also buried. So we're gonna put a catch basin right there and run out a line to the back of the property and outlet it there as well. You can kind of see here, this trench that we're digging is already filling up with water. So that means that just this ground was super saturated and now it's coming up and sitting on top of this clay. It was pretty crappy soil, just like clay, and we call it construction soil. Basically, with this post heaving in the winter, we knew that there was an issue here with water. So we use a non-woven fabric. This is a 4.5 ounce non-woven, and this allows water to drain through, but it will keep dirt from entering the system. So that's the fabric you want to use.
Yeah, we can spread it out.
So let's talk about how to set up a French drain or a catch basin system with a downspout. We just finished our trench all the way down. We like to use a 12 by 12 inch catch basin. This is similar to how like a city storm drain would be set up, where there's a grate, and then the inside of it, it actually allows like sediment and stuff to sit at the bottom of this catch basin, and then the water can flow through, and then you can just take this grate off if you ever need to clean that out, like if any leaves or dirt or stuff get in it. And then that just connects right to a piece of drain tile. So we do a solid pipe first for like 10 feet out away from the home. And the reason for that is because as we catch all this water from the roof and it comes down the downspout, comes in here, we don't want to let it start seeping into the soil right away, just because we want to get it away from the foundation of the home. So we'll use solid pipe first for maybe 10 feet, and then we'll switch to perforated and do a traditional French drain where we're wrapping it in filter fabric or non-woven fabric, putting the perforated tile in, getting drainage rock in. So we use a 3/4 inch clean limestone, or 3/4 clear, we call it in Minnesota. And then we kind of wrap it up like a burrito. We use our zip level to check elevations as we go down. So basically just from the start of the system, you want to have a nice gradual slope, sloping all the way down to then where your pop-up emitter goes. Kind of just the last piece here for your pop-up emitter. Like to dig a deeper, kind of a, it's a tiny mini dry well, you could call it. We're gonna dig this out a little bit more. We'll get that filled up with gravel so that as water comes down this whole trench, it's sinking into the subsoil. And then if there's any remaining stuff that actually gets to the pop-up emitter and the water's coming out, it has a deeper area to drain into the groundwater. That is the system. I'll get a few videos here once we get the fabric in and perforated tile down, and kind of show you guys a little bit more of how this looks. So we have our non-woven fabric down, and it's a 6 foot wide roll, so it allows us to fold it over kind of like a burrito. And so we started by getting our catch basin in here, got it all backfilled and surrounded by rock, and it has a rock foundation as well, so it doesn't shift over time. And then we have our solid pipe, and technically it doesn't really need to be wrapped by here because nothing is getting into the system. There's no perforations in it. So we just started our fabric here. We'll start bringing in rock to now fill in the whole trench on top of this pipe. So as water comes into this area and comes to the bottom of this trench, it will then come into the drain tile here as basically the void space, and allow water to run down all the way to the end. So we transition to perforated pipe. Then from here down, water as it gets into the drain tile can just slowly drain into the groundwater as well as it runs downhill. So nice way to do it. We got the fabric in, and now getting the gravel. So we just kind of work our way through, start at the top, work our way down. What we're looking to do is when we fold this fabric back over, we just want to make sure that we have enough height to get the sod that we cut out, which is sitting right here, back on, so that it's all sitting at a nice kind of finished height. All right, I got to give a shout out to Chore Warrior Wheelbarrows. We have been for the past 2 days going up and down this hill, and it's always hard to tell in a video elevation change, but I mean, it's probably 10-15 feet tall over a little bit of a run. And yeah, we have been chugging up those hills with these wheelbarrows, and it's been hugely impressive getting material in and out of the backyard there with the fence. So yeah, these things are pretty sweet.
quick. Just like the golf course.
Popping up your divots.
Popping up, yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Grass, getting everything that moves nicely with each other. That's a heavy piece. Yeah.
It's like putting the pizza in the oven.
Speaking of pizza, I had pizza for dinner 3 days in a row. I was talking to Josh, I was like, oh, I'm so excited to have pizza. And I was not expecting to have it every freaking day.
It's so funny.
I had it one night, and there was leftovers. I was like, oh yeah, I should just have leftovers.
Oh my god.
And then Mom got us pizza yesterday.
Are you pizzaed out?
Yeah, I'm done with pizza.
Yeah.
I'm starting to come back, so I don't have pizza anymore.
That is hilarious. Alright, so here's a final little walkthrough. Didn't really get a bunch of footage of this, or any footage of this actually. But we took out the mulch here. There was just, she was having issues with mulch sliding down the hill just when it rains, and was having some washout. So she wanted to, this granite is on the other side of the house, so she just wanted to match that. So we installed that granite, got rid of mulch, and then in the backyard here. So here is that catch basin finished. So nice, all that water will just drain right into the catch basin and then run down the hill and outlet kind of where this wetland grass area is. And then I got everything cleaned up over here. And the reason we did another catch basin here is just for if you ever need to clean this out, and then also for venting. It's really nice to have a vent in a French drain system, just to let stuff air out and everything. So it's nice having ground protection mats and equipment that can kind of squeeze in a backyard, especially with the fence. Very little impact on the grass.